Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It is a Tuesday morning coming to you live from Hack Studios. RT Bear here. How are you guys? I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone had a good weekend, a good Monday. I know I did. And now it's business. Let's take care of some business. This is not business. This is just hanging out. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time for an hour or so before I get to my main work. I usually get up a little early-ish, have some breakfast with the wife, and then I got a big yard, so I go out and I take care of the yard real quick. Take care of the dog. The dog will not go number two unless I take him out in the morning. He's a weirdo. So he's strange. He needs people to watch. But that's a tale for another time. Yeah. So and then I like to hang out a little bit and then get to drawing work. So this is a distraction. This is me procrastinating, not to get down to some actual drawing work. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We're going to hang out, you guys. As always, these Hullaballoos, these morning Hullabaloos are very interactive. I really don't have a show unless you guys contribute. So I really do depend quite a bit on you guys asking me questions and interacting. So I do like that. For some reason, I think I kind of get off on failing in public, putting stuff out there, seeing if it works, and that's what I do. That's what I do. And usually, we end up making it work. So I'm very, very proud of you guys for keeping it going. And for me, just being able to riff off of it. I think maybe in another lifetime, I was a stand-up comedian. Although I don't think I'm that funny, but I do know how to keep it going. I do know how to keep it going. Oh, look at this. We got some people coming in, which is good. We got Andino, a Palacios. I've known a lot of Palacios in my time, and you're the only one I don't like. Just kidding. Just kidding. You know what? That was preemptive. That was preemptive on my part because usually you say something really not so nice. So maybe I shouldn't have taken a cheap shot there, Andino. So I do apologize, but I know something's coming. I know something's lurking because it always is. Oh man, Pedro. Hey Pedro. I'm gonna make an announcement, my friend. Pedro Ang and myself, we got some stuff planned. We got some shenanigans, some black and white shenanigans planned, and yeah, I got a lot to go over with you as far as what we're doing, but I'm going to keep teasing it and see if everybody in the chat's like, what are they doing? What are they doing? What's going on? The great Pedro Ang, what's he doing with RT Bear? What's happening? We got Bullet. Art, how did you survive that god awful CG King stream yesterday? Well, if you noticed, I didn't I didn't stay through the whole thing. Oh my gosh, anything I say is going to sound bad. I was kind of entertained at first. You know, I wanted to see, I thought there was some interesting chemistry. If you guys don't know, I guess they call it e-fapping. I don't know. I'm an old man, but we were listening in on X. So Elon Musk and Donald Trump had a one-on-one, and I thought for the most part it was good. I know there were some CG kings that were like, I was boring. There wasn't enough controversy. Like they wanted to hear like more edgy stuff. They think that Donald Trump is more interesting when he's uncomfortable. I found it kind of refreshing because it wasn't that. You know, it was just kind of like two guys just kind of hanging out like we're doing right now and just having a good time. And I thought there was some real chemistry between the two. It seemed like there was a genuine like or respect for each other, which I found refreshing. Like I said, I thought it was good because they weren't at each other's throats. I'm a little done with that. I'm kind of tired of some of the tension. I don't stray from it, but too much is too much. So at the beginning, I thought it was entertaining. After a while, I did find it boring because I do think Donald Trump has a tendency to say the same thing multiple times, and maybe it's because he doesn't really have anything else to say on any particular subject. So I did feel like a good movie. Like if they could have taken, I don't know, a half hour off of that, like edited it down, it could have been better. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I mean, it was just two guys hanging out talking. I don't know what expectations were, but yeah, everybody was pretty pretty bored. And the only thing that kept me going is I just started drawing. So I set up my little drawing board here and started drawing as the stream was going. And if anybody or anything was said that was interesting, I would comment on it. But other than that, I got a lot of drawing done, so that was good. But I don't know how interesting or how fun it was for anybody listening on the other side of the thing. So for that, I apologize. I didn't know what else to do, because if you start talking, then you miss points that's being said. So you don't really want to speak over things, and you can't really pause it and then talk and then start it up again. So it was interesting. It was the first. So yeah, Graham ran for the hills. Graham is really like he's got a schedule, and so he's very very disciplined. So he kind of keeps the schedule. So and also he's very practical. So I hope I'm not overstepping, but I think if he sees something that's pointless or it's not going anywhere, he'll just kind of bail. But I don't really know Graham that well, but that's just kind of like my take. All good, man. Graham's a great guy. So, but yeah, he did leave early. And there wasn't any new blood coming into the stream. Sometimes there's like new people that are coming in. Um, and there was nobody. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Hey, Past Master, what's up? Hail Art and Andy's audience. Hey, Andy's audience. Andy, where's Andy? Andy's not here. Aloha, artist. What's up? We got Brian Norton. What's up? I missed it. What happened? Oh, well, it was just the live stream last night on the Kings show. We got some King stuff to announce. I don't know if Ethan has said anything yet about we're going to do a big old crossover like joint venture thing. And I don't know how much has been announced, so I shouldn't say anything at this point. Although I really do want to. Okay, Andino, I had to click on this. I heard Art gets off on failing in public. Yeah, I've said that. I said that on this live stream. Yeah, man, you talk about you're missing a step there. Hey, Joe Joe Bernardo. There it is. Ooh, there it is. All right. It's been a week since a live stream. Yeah, actually it has. Wow. Time just, it's the cliche, but the older you get, the quicker the time goes. Brian Norton, the Trump Elon thing with no commentary. Oh, it was 3 hours. It was funny because when I went downstairs and my wife said, that was a short Kings. And I was like, what are you talking about? We got Cyborg Valkyrie. Good morning, Mr. T. Burt. Yeah, Praetor 7. Good morning. Yeah, we got a full house. This is good. It makes my heart sing. Oh, you guys. Yeah, click this link. Go back that book. Come on. We got to keep the lights on here. Even mommy knew this was awful. I just, it was weird because Nobody really wanted to commit to the what was it, a mummified rhino. I think for me, it just felt like it was a dead rhino. Like it didn't feel like it was a mummy. Like because for me, I'm just so like universal, like monsters. Like if it isn't wrapped up, in the bandages, I don't think it's a mummy. Oh, excuse me. Cyborg says Elon and Pres Trump were talking several times recently about a lot of topics from space to EVs to social stuff. Yeah, they covered quite a bit of ground, but I think Donald Trump, I know people like this, and sometimes I get like this too. Like you say the same thing over and over again, and I think maybe it's a fear of not being understood, or you really want to make sure that the point is made. But I think that Donald Trump, especially last night, was doing that. The normie nerd. Good morning, Art. What's up? What is up? Auntie. What's up, Auntie? Auntie Entity. Past Master fan. Graham is Batman. A little bit, yeah, a little bit. Normie says, I wanted to hear the conversation, so I was glad. I don't know what that is. Sorry about that. We got Vaughn Coleman. Hey Vaughn, I got more time about your colors. Just go with them, man. I didn't want to make it seem like I was really downplaying the guy. I mean, sometimes some people have a certain take on working with people, and some people have others. So I don't want to. I didn't want to color your point of view on that guy. So I say, if you like his work and you trust him and you think he's an honest guy, then go with it. Yeah, riffing on the stream was difficult because there was a lot of conversation and it was very dense. So there were no pauses or anything. So anything you were going to say, you'd be talking over Elon and Donald, the Don. Andy was just on before you. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, Andy likes the morning shows too. Nobody wanted anything to do with the debacle. Is that what you guys are calling it now? A debacle? It was a debacle. Normie says, I wanted to hear Convoy, so I liked Kings. Convo? Conversation? Yeah, there wasn't much conversation by us last night. CG Ninja. Hiya! He brought it up before. Yeah. Oh, he brought up what? What I was hinting at? Well, you got to tell me what he brought up before. I remember EBS saying he wanted a 2-page joint from everybody. Maybe that's what I'm talking about. Maybe not. CG, it was awful. That rhino was no mummy. Yes. It was no mummy. It was just a dead rhino. It was false advertising. That did not belong in mummy news. I yell foul. Joe Bernardo, Art, I have a topic for you. Do you have any stories about inking with legends like George Perez or John Byrne, etc.? I do. I got a John Byrne and I got a George Perez story. I'll try to tell them very, very quickly. I have inked George Perez on a Avengers, was it Ultra Force crossover? So I think it was when Marvel bought, what the hell was that company called? Malibu? Was it Malibu? And so they got all the Malibu characters. So they tried some kind of lame crossover. And so you know what? I always say I never worked on the Avengers, but I have worked on the Avengers. I worked on that book. So it was an Avengers Ultra Force crossover, and George Perez penciled it. And I'll tell you, I love George's work. He was one of those guys, like when I was first collecting, that I knew his name. You know, like there's those moments where I never really knew I was doing it when I was a kid, but then you look back at your collection and you go, there's a lot of George Perez books that I bought. You know, there's a lot of Neil Adams books I bought in the day. And then you realize that you were a fan, but you didn't really know it. You know, you were just buying what you liked. And so George was one of those guys. So also, he's a really kind-hearted guy. So in the early days with Rob Liefeld, if Perez was coming to California, we hung out with George, and we were like little fanboys. Especially Rob. Rob was a big time fanboy because Rob loved George Perez as well. So that was early stuff. But then when I got to work with him, the horrible thing is I had a ton of work. I had a ton of work when I got that Avengers Ultra Force, and it was a lot of work. I mean, it's 2 super teams. There's a billion characters on every page. George doesn't shy away from the multi-panel pages. So, you know, I don't know, like 6, 8, 10 panels a page. And it was the Avengers. So like Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, you know, all the good characters. And I had enthusiasm for it when I started. And I remember I inked a big chunk of it at my friend's studio, Mark Pasella. He still lives there in Laguna Beach. And so I would go over there and work in the studio with him. And we just hang out, have a couple beers, and just work. And I just remember just feeling a lot of pressure, like this is too much work. And then I had the other things that I was doing. I forget what else I was working on at the time. So I think the schedule started getting tighter and tighter on that Avengers Ultra Force, and I ended up just leaving the job. I couldn't deal with it anymore because it was too much work. And I don't know. There's things when you're younger and you think this would be my dream job, and then you get it and you realize how much work it is. And George Perez is a lot of work. I don't think you could ink George Perez and do another book monthly. I think you either ink George or you know, and that's it. So that's my Perez story. So where were we? This is moving too quickly. I lost my place. Oh, there it is, right there. Okay, and then John Byrne. I never even met John Byrne. I worked on books that John Byrne has worked on, but I never met the guy. I've never talked to him. I really, really like his work. I cannot believe the Workhorse, just the level of work that he was able to do in a relatively short period of time in his career. And I think he was one of those like truly gifted comic book artists. And I've never worked with him. I always wanted to. I don't think I could really get it up for any of those guys these days. Like I just don't really, my head's not really into just straight up inking anymore. I feel kind of like I've been there, done that. So it doesn't really interest me. Storytelling, drawing, you know, creating, that stuff interests me right now. You know, putting out art books, you know, things like that. So the only thing like my John Byrne story is I was at the DC offices, New York City, in Mike Carlin's office, and I saw Mike Carlin's Rolodex there. So I wanted so badly at the time to work with John Byrne. So I went through Mike's Rolodex and I got John Byrne's phone number out of the Rolodex. To be honest, I don't really remember what happened, if I called him or what. But if I did, it was probably just a message on his machine, and he never called back. So I don't blame him. Who is this guy? What are you doing? Where did you get my number from? So I did all the wrong things, and so that's my only my real John Byrne story. I got to hang out quite a bit with Chris Claremont, in the day, but never John Byrne. I don't know if John Byrne did a lot of shows here, like when I lived in California, because I don't remember John Byrne really being at any of those California shows, which is interesting. All right. Doing good. Thank you, Frankie. How are you? Color his point of view of the colorist. LOL. Yeah, exactly. It's what I was going for. Elon needs to make Twitter more like YouTube. Yeah, actually, the thing is, there were so many viewers. I don't know how many ultimate viewers they had, but there was 800,000 or something, like close to 1 million listeners last night. So there's probably 1 million listeners. So that's pretty damn cool for like a live stream, just two guys chatting. I mean, two very powerful guys chatting, but nonetheless, that's pretty damn good. And I like the fact that Donald Trump is just a guy. He just sat and they just hung out and talked. They were riffing. He didn't seem like, these are the parameters, these are things I'll talk about, these are things I won't talk about. It didn't feel guarded or protected. It felt like he was just talking and he was being honest. I don't think Harris could have done that unless it was staged and there were parameters. But I don't think she can riff like that, and definitely not the president, not Joe Biden. I don't think even Joe Biden in the day could have done that. Harris is panicking after 1 million hits. Warmed my heart. 1 billion hits? Holy shit! So there were 1 billion people listen to that X conversation last night. Wow. Correct me, you guys, if I'm wrong, because that's what I'm going to start telling people. 1 billion. That's crazy. That's a lot of love. CG Ninja, he brought up the CG collected book. Oh yeah. So that's one of the things. We got something else. Planned. She's gonna cheat anyway. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, of course. Yeah, Joe always comes up with good questions. Kneel before Doomface. Is that Aaron Sparrow's book? Doomface. Malibu had Prime. Yeah, I think it was Malibu. Malibu had the Ultra Force. Lame crossover like Smiller. On the Entity, that was one of the things Marvel drove me nuts about, doing all the crossovers to sell books. Yeah, I just don't think they knew what to do with Malibu once they bought them. I don't even really know why they bought them. I think because Malibu had Men in Black, and they have another IP that was kind of popular, but I don't know if Marvel got Men in Black when they bought Malibu, because was it Sony, or I forget who owns or who does the movies. Maximum Carnage, I don't even remember it. Yeah. Yeah, you got your Burn story. It wasn't much of a story, so I apologize. They all can't be winners. It's not work if it's fun, and it's not fun if it feels like work. Yeah, I'm sorry. It should have been one of those dream jobs, but inking George Perez was a lot of work. They say Byrne is a lovely man. I guess he can be, but I've also heard that he's a little difficult to work with. Ember 1282, and he's still working on with the X books he's drawing for fun. Yeah, the Burn stuff, that Burn X-Men is pretty damn cool. Well, you know what? I almost forgot about this. How dare me? If you guys have not seen this and you have not backed it, what are you waiting for? So this is Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too. This is a lavish hardbound art book showcasing the various creative sides of me, Art T. Bear. So let's look at this video, you guys. This thing's gonna rock your socks off. You guys haven't backed the book.
Art T. Bear's Oodles of Doodles and Other Stuff too is a 60-page, 9x12 hardbound book that will be printed on thick glossy stock paper and is a compilation of artwork from award-winning artist Art T. Bear. This book is filled with images that come from Art's Marvel, DC, Image, and Comicsgate work. That includes convention doodles, commissions, creator-owned IPs, and pop culture subjects that Art has brought to life with his masterful draftsmanship. Art T. Bear's signature style is both lyrical and meticulously realized. The mastery of craft, seen in his work, owes itself to his 40 years in the comic industry, as well as viewing life through his own love of the art form itself. Fans of art prints have the opportunity to back one or both of the mini print tiers. Both are stunning collections of work that you can back individually or together as a bundle. Art T. Bear's Oodles of Doodles and Other Stuff too. Back it now on Indiegogo.
Yeah, like the man says, back it now, only on Indiegogo. We are 12,354. We got quite a bit of backers the last couple of days, so I do thank you guys. We are at 86 backers. We are only 18 days left. So, yeah, you guys, we're running out of time, So if you guys have not backed this, what are you waiting for, man? I don't know what else I could do. I created a beautiful book for you guys, and this is the thanks I get. Just kidding. Yeah, this is it, you guys. This is an oversized book. This is a coffee table book, magazine size. This is the second printing. So it's 9x12, 60 glossy stock pages. We have added, well, we haven't added yet, but we do have a stretch goal, and I'll go over it in a couple seconds. Yes, you guys. So this is the book. Oh, yeah, this is the second printing of this book. So the first printing we completely sold out of. They are going on eBay for $100+. So if you want to get a book at quite a bit less, you can do so. And there's a lot of different ways you can get this book. You can get it paired with prints. You can get sketches inside. You can get all kinds of cool stuff. So this is what I was talking about. This is a stretch goal. So at 14K, you guys, we will be adding 4 new pages to this book. So it'll be a 64-page book. And this is just a few of the pieces that I can be adding to this. But we got to get to that 14K. We are so darn close to doing that. So if we don't hit this 14K by the end, those 4 new pages are not going to be added. So we got to get a move on. We're close, but we really do got to get this thing going. So this is a nice little, a thank you for everybody that's backed. One of the good things about these crowdfund is we can build stuff together. So, you do your part, I'll do my part. And if we can get to this 14K, I will be adding not just these 4 pieces of artwork, but a lot more. So it's 4 pages. So that's quite a bit of artwork. So this is just kind of a teaser of what the new pages will have on them. So we got Cable, we got Black and White with Vampirilla, and we got the beautiful Catwoman from the '66 TV show, and we got Aaron LaPresti's Garbage Man. So we got some CG stuff representing in Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too. So yeah, you guys, let's get some loving on this book. This expensive book, and I do got to keep the lights on here. So money is good. A quote from a living legend So this is a this is a cool thing that Kevin Nolan put together for this book, and it's going to be featured. Well, I don't know where. I was going to say we'll put the artwork in there, so we'll get that Batman piece that Kevin and I did. I penciled it, Kevin inked it. That will be in the book. That'll probably be in one of those 4 new pages. But this is what he had to say. I've been jealous of Art's inking for many years. He really makes beautiful lines. If you isolate them and discard the context, they are still graceful and elegant. But he's not just an inker. He draws beautifully as well. I think that might explain half of the secret to his success. If he puts a shadow under a nose or adds texture, he's sensitive to the underlying structure, so he doesn't make the mistakes you're likely to see from an inker who is just tracing the pencils. The other half, I have no idea. I've tried to make lines as elegant as his, and I fail every time. The great Kevin Nolan. Thank you so much, Kevin. That was very, very thoughtful, very kind of you to put that together for this book. So here are some of the other interior pages. So this is also 2 new pages with the Comicsgate stuff, the pop culture, Captain Kirk, Gigantor. We got CG stuff. We got Cyberfrog. We got Gemshock. And we got Lilith from Graveyard Shift, John Malin's character. So that's going to be 2 new pages. We got Cable. This is the only place you're going to get this artwork is in this book. These are reimagining of the early 90s piece of artwork that I did for my Cable ongoing series that I did in the early 90s. So this is a complete reimagining of it, brand new inks, digital remastered inks, and brand new colors. We got some original IP for a while. For a couple years, you guys, I worked in animation. I did pitches, character designs, things like that. So there's a few of those in this book as well. So you can get to see many different sides of my creative self. Here are 2 new pages to this book as well. So this is Billy Tucci's great character, iconic character, She. So this is a work in progress double page. So you get to see some of the stages on my work process. So there's going to be all kinds of fun stuff in this book, you guys. And like I said, we got a lot of prints. So we got some cool stuff. We got Del Keown's Pit character. When he said yes, like I could use Gemshock and I could use Pit, I was like, wow, thank you so very much. Very generous man, and a stellar character that he created in the 90s. Pit is iconic. And then we got some cool early looks at the new Black and White. So Black and White, Sins of the Father, Volume 3. This is the big bad. This is Juju. We have 11 by 17 print of this character. So this is a little teaser, you guys. Also, we're celebrating the 30th anniversary of Black and White. Came out in '94, in October of '94, which means October of '94, which means this October it will be 30 years. So we are going to launch Volume 3 in October, you guys, and Juju will be one of the featured big bads in that storyline. So you got that to look forward to. The story is coming along awesomely. I'm working with Aaron Sparrow on the writing and Alan Patrick on the art side. Here are some more prints. We have a set A and a set B. So we got Mary Jane, we got Red Sonja, we got Voodoo from Jim Lee's Wildcats. And keep in mind, all these come with signed and numbered books. So the Oodles of Doodles book comes with all the print sets and the 11 by 17 print. So here's set B. We got Harley Quinn, we got Nightwing, and we got Wonder Woman with a book and head tier So this is the new look for the characters, you guys. So volume 3 is going to have these designs, the power suits for black and white. And so if you guys want, I can draw a doodle in your oodles of doodles. And that's going to be on the fly leaf. So there you go, you guys. The commissions have been sold out for a while. I'm still going back and forth whether I'm going to bring those back, but it looks like probably not, because I am well into volume 3 of black and white. So I want to get as much done before we launch that bad boy in October. So we got the featured print, which is all the prints, all 7. There's 6 mini prints plus the 11x17 Juju print. So that's in the featured. We got the main book, which is 40. Keep in mind, these are all signed and numbered. So highly collectible. We got signed and numbered with the pit print. And all the prints are signed as well. So we got the 11x17 Juju. And we got the signed and numbered print set A, signed and numbered print set B, and then we had the flyleaf head sketches. So we got black, we got white, and these are limited, you guys. So we got 3 more of the white. We got all 10 still of the black and white together, and then the jam. Yeah, we got what is that? 18 more of the jam. So that's everything. You guys will get the doodle, you'll get the pit print, and that drawing is both characters, black and white, will be on that flyleaf. So you guys click that link. It's in the description. I'm going to bring that back and put it in the chat here. Paste. So you guys click that bad boy. Let me see, where are we? Click this and back a book today. Yeah, greatly appreciated. I thank every one of you for all the support that you've given so far, and all the backing. And let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. There's always room for more. And yeah, let's keep this thing happening. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Back at the chat, seeing what you guys are saying. We got Jeff Potts in the house. What's up, Jeff? Let's see what Andino says. You couldn't get it up for any of those guys. Oh, my ears. Yep, that's what I said. Art the Spy, T-Bear. Sneaky, sneaky. Tell a Claremont story. All I can say is that Chris Claremont is a class act, man. He really is very, very generous. But I think, not to take anything away from him, but I think he had a Marvel credit card. So he was quite generous with taking everybody out to dinner, drinks, stuff like that. So that was the good old days when Marvel wasn't stingy. So if you were working with Chris or around what Chris was doing, you got a free meal at the convention and drinks. So that was always good. He always had stories. I can't remember any of those, but definitely an interesting guy, but very by the book. I remember very straight-laced, I guess. Yes. Pamela says hi for her. I don't know if you guys heard that. This mic picks everything up, but that was Pamela T. Bear, my partner in crime, and that was Arrow saying hi to everyone. Richard Dupe, bananas. There's bananas being thrown at everybody. Be careful because they're slippery. Europe is shitting bricks. I know. It's crazy, man. That's what Andrew Dahlhaus is what is he working on? Did I miss something? Richard Dupe says, if Trump doesn't win, I'm invading U.S. and installing Art as an overlord. I'll frickin' I think I could do better than Kamala Harris. So I guess, I don't think I could do better than Donald Trump. Just saying that alone is like, why is she even in the running? Oh, who said a billion? Somebody said a billion. 1.3 million listened to Donald Trump chat. That's what I thought. So I thought somebody said billion though. Not all stories can be the Kevin Smith stories, sir. Sometimes when I'm talking to Pedro, he'll say sir, and then he's trying to be funny, but there's too much pain there. There's too much pain there. Once you've been called sir by Kevin Smith, it's not funny. Sir is like a dirty word to me. It triggers me, Pedro. Joe Bernard says Malibu had the Ultra Force, and that crossover moved the Black Knight over to Ultra Force. Then had the best crossover with JLA Avengers. Oh, well, yeah, the JLA Avengers was good. Yeah. Oh, there was one cool thing, like really, really cool thing about that. The Ultra Force Avengers crossover that I worked on with George Perez. There was some kind of like multiverse double page, and George Perez drew black and white in there. So black and white from the 90s are in that double page. So thank you, George, wherever you are. I hope you're listening. Thank you for doing that. You did not have to. He just did it just out of the kindness of his heart. And I was so damn flattered. Yeah, I was inking that stuff. You know what? I'm not even sure. I don't think I inked that page, to be honest. But I saw it in the printed, and I was like, wow, that was really cool. The Lou Ferrigno. See, you like all the stories, Pedro, that hurt me. If there's pain involved, and it makes me uncomfortable, Pedro likes it. He's like that. He gets off once again on other people's pain. There's a lot of getting off on this stream. I hear he likes drawing those. I'm way behind the chat. Torchbearer Health Chat, what's up? Let's see. Yeah, you guys, back this book. Do it now. Do it now. Joe Bernard, sometimes meeting your heroes isn't always the best thing. GP. But guys like Bros are great. Bob Layden, who was one of my favorites and inspirations, is really a great guy. Yeah, I like hanging out with Bob as well. Bob's always got something to say, and he's always upbeat. Kevin Nolan. Yeah, he's so good. He's one of those guys, like there's artists that I always every once in a while go look at, and I get a ton of inspiration from. And Kevin Nolan is one of those guys. I also think Kevin Nolan possibly gave birth to like the more contemporary style, because I think even guys today, like the new guys coming in today, I don't know if they know it, but a lot of that stuff that they're doing is all Kevin Nolan inspired. I want to have Art's baby, Kevin Nolan, allegedly. Art, what is your favorite comic book character to draw? I like Batman, and I like Wolverine. I like both versions of Wolverine too, with the cowl and without the cowl. Happy anniversary. Thank you. You're the first. Thank you, Praetor. An extra doodle for your oodle. Indeed. Click this link. Do it. I'm keeping my gas stove. Yeah, we got an electric stove, and you know what? When we lose power, we can't cook. We have a gas, uh, uh, like what do you call those, fire pits, and then we have a fireplace in the house. Well, we lost power in the summer. It was really, really hot, so I didn't want to heat up the fireplace. So we ended up cooking soup and stew and different things out at the fire pit. It was still hot, but not as hot as, well, I just didn't want to heat the house up with the fireplace, make it extra hot. He earned his Marvel credit card. Yeah, I thought it was cool, man. I believe so. Or maybe he was just, we're talking about Chris Claremont. Maybe Chris Claremont was straight-laced by my standards. And the entity, I'll be at Terrificon this weekend, so I may get his signature on a book. So Chris Claremont's going to be at the Terrificon. That's cool. Which issue of his would be best to get signed? Oh my gosh, I'd get as many signed as I could. I just plop a stack right in front of him. I'll tell her you said hi. Harris is controllable. $8 billion was the combined totals, not just the particular stream. Oh, like the the live stream had 1.3 million while it was happening, and then now we're at 1 billion people that listen to it afterwards. Either way, those are very impressive numbers. Joe Bernardo, Art, did you hear that Iran hacked on one of President Trump's campaigns? Hacked. I don't know what that means. Art, did you hear that Iran hacked on one of President Trump's campaigns? I don't like any of that. And I do agree with this. She's a frickin' clown. That whole party's a clown show. That progressive Democrat side. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. It's impossible for me. According to Twitter, Trump Space Force post received 73 million views during the same period. There were 4 million posts about Musk and Trump's conversation on X, generating a total of 998 million views. Wow. How can this guy not be the next president? People love to hear what he has to say. Are you talking about that double page in Ultra Force Avengers? Yeah, they're all like leaping forward. It's like being called Mr. by a pretty woman. Hey, mister. Yeah, I think so. I think Pedro wants to hurt me. Yeah. Art the Pyro. It's not a bad book. We heat with a wood stove. We are good. Yeah, we lost when it snowed here, our first year in Texas. I fired up the fireplace and it kept us warm. We slept in the living room close to the fireplace, so we didn't freeze. But if everything was electric, holy shit, I don't know what we would have done. It was freaking cold in the house. I mean, cold. So if we did not have gas, I don't know what would have happened. I mean, I think we were without power for 2 days. So if it would have went on longer, it would have been horrible without gas. I mean, it was horrible with the gas, but it would have been, I don't know what would have happened. And then the heat as well. Like if we didn't have the pool, I don't know how we would have beat the heat. And we were only without power. This was like a month or so ago for a couple days. Some people were without power for a week. I I don't think I don't really want to say it, but I don't think our pets would have done well. They were like Arrow and Momo, our cat. They were really lethargic. They didn't move at all. They just kind of laid down. Let's see. I have gas stove, an Argentinian Peril 2 smokers, and a Weber Summit. Freedom. Yeah, you can cook. Yeah, it's weird because I always have uh, my gas for my grill, my tank filled. I didn't have it when we lost power, so I wasn't able to barbecue. That would have been better than trying to cook with the open flame outside, but we got by. Exactly, exactly. Whoa, I don't know about a bitch, but she she either doesn't understand the way people really work, or she's just fully in on this agenda. I think she's just fully in on the agenda. Yeah, I hope they don't, but cheat with the election, I think is what you're talking about. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much of this stuff is true. But yeah, you guys, I do have an announcement, and I have a piece of artwork that I want to show you. So I probably should have teased this earlier on. So now I'm just going to have to give it to you. I'm just going to have to give it right out. Yeah, the Pedro Eng thing. He is. I'm so happy that he said yes. He is going to do another high octane. So with this black and white Sins of the Father Volume 3 campaign that's going to launch in October, we are going to get Pedro Eng 22-page, probably 24-page high octane adventures out of the gifted young man. So he is going to write. We're probably going to jam on the writing, but he's probably going to do, well, it'll probably be a 50-50 actually. So we brainstormed on an idea. I think it's pretty fun. It's pretty clever. And Pedro is going to write up the draft. He is going to pencil it. He is going to ink it, and he is going to color it. So we got all Pedro all the time. So I am really, really happy that he's back. I'm glad he had time in his schedule to do it. So Black and White Volume 3 campaign is going to have a high octane book, you guys. So this is an all-age book. It's drawn in Pedro's brilliant, I think, animation style. So he's going to hook us up with another high octane. I'm just not sure if we should call it like high octane 2, or if we should just have them be matter of fact, like it's just high octane. It's just another high octane book, or if it should say volume 2 or what. Because the thing that we're doing with the high octane is they're not part of continuity. They're not even necessarily part of continuity with each other. So they're just kind of one and dones that just tell a fun 22-page. The reason I say 24 is because the printer says they can't do 22 pages. The last book was 22 pages with a 2-page portfolio, work in progress by Pedro. So I left it up to Pedro whether we would have 2 pages of sketchbook material, or if it would be a 24-page story. So it's all up to Pedro how he wants to paginate the book. So he's kind of taking the lead on the high octane adventures 2, I guess is what we'll be calling it. But that's going to be fun. My wife, as much work as I put into, volume 2 and volume 1 of Black and White and all the other stuff I've done with the characters, she said her absolute favorite Black and White is the high octane. That's her favorite. So I find it amazing. I try not to take it personal that she likes Pedro's work better than mine. But hey, the heart wants what the heart wants, right? Oh, we got some new faces in the chat. Let's see. We got an ogre. We got a Marcus Kelligrew. We got leg kick. Oh man, what did I miss? We got Marcus. What's up, brother? We got leg kick. I try to say hi to everybody. So if I missed you, I apologize. Let's see. Is this Silavar? What's up? I know I butchered that. Oh, are you guys still talking about Kamala Harris? Yeah, she's for sale. Big shocker. She doesn't like her dad. Yeah. Headless, what's up? She's the vice president of day drinking. You know what's weird is like, and people have thrown it up in her face, like anything she says, like, when I'm president, I'll do this. When I'm president, I'll do that. It's like, you're the vice fucking president. You're right there. You had 4 years. How much more time do you need to do nothing? You know what I mean? Like, I'll do this if I'm elected. You were elected. You did nothing but screw everything up. You didn't do your job. You screwed everything up. I'm sorry. I don't believe anything you say. I'll get this done. I'll do that as president. You're basically the president now, and you do nothing. I'll fix the border crisis. I'll do this. No, you're going to do nothing. You'll just keep destroying things because that's what you do. You and your party, all you do is destroy. You don't build shit. You destroy, you put the world in chaos. And I got a feeling all you want to do is tear it down so you can rebuild it in your new weird likeness. Thank you, Frankie. They want war with Iran. I wouldn't trust any of this fake flag nonsense. Yeah, I said this last night, and I don't know if I mean it. Like you find yourself doing those, like making grand gestures or saying things out loud that you might not mean. But I told my wife, we talk about this stuff daily. It's so horrible that it just kind of dictates, and just it almost like forces you to talk about this stuff because it's so absurd, and every day there's new craziness. But I was like, if Donald Trump doesn't get elected this time out, I think I'm just gonna check out. You know what I mean? Like I'm just gonna become a mercenary. I'm just gonna become I'm gonna get whatever I can, and I'm going to look after me and my family, and that's it. I'm not going to have any hope in this country. I'm not going to have any hope that anything's going to change and anything's going to get better. I'm just going to F everybody. I'm not going to be a jerk or anything like that, but I'm just going to look after my own self-interest, and I'm going to get everything I can. I've had moments in my life that I've been like that, like with my job, where I was just a complete merc, and it was just about the money. Just get as much money as you can, get on the good jobs, all that kind of stuff. Of course, do your best work, all that other stuff. You know, I always did that, but just leverage yourself into just the get the most, just grab and go, you know, kind of thing. I don't know if I'd be able to do it actually, but that's how I felt at that moment. And I told Pamela, it's like I think I'm just gonna check out because I'll just lose faith. Like how could this happen? Like Joe Biden wasn't even the most qualified for the job. Like, I mean, there's speculation that he cheated. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, Kamala Harris, other than, you know, like if you're just like keeping score on stats, like, oh, well, she'll be the first this, the first that. Who cares, man? There's women right now that are in that world that are way more qualified than her. Hell, even Hillary Clinton is more qualified than Kamala Harris, and I hate them both. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Marcus came up with a problem solve. Call it higher octane. Yeah. Nice. Pedro's work is great. Yes, I agree, Headless. Uh, um, Sub chat and art ahoy hoy past master. Yeah. Yup, yup. Checkpoint said, no, she is the queen of day drinking. What's all this day drinking stuff? Are you guys drinking? Are you drunk? Mike Wilson, Art, what's up, brother? Hell, Art, how do? I do good. Let's see. Boogaloo, high octane Boogaloo. Yeah, I like that. I love Pamela too. Awesome. How far behind am I? Did you hear that, Pedro? You're out of the closet now. I announced you're working on high octane. So you better get me some pages soon. I need an overview too, by the way. Now that I got you here. Just give me like a beginning, middle, end of the story. Kamala Harris, Malice was right. She's an American drunk wine aunt. You know, it might be wine, but she actually giggles and laughs like somebody that's been smoking dope. Everything's funny. Some people get like that when they're drunk on wine, but I've seen it more with people that smoke pot. Joe Bernardo, Art, I have another question. How about the idea of Inco Awards? What is it about spouses that they are more critical of their husbands work? I don't know, man. But the thing is, I always want to discount what my wife has to say, but it's usually right on, and it usually hurts. It hurts real bad. But it usually makes the work better. Let's see. Is that Rashaya? Rashaya, what's up? Hope I said that. Well, if Trump locks us down again, yeah, that's a big thing I hold against Donald Trump to begin with. He was, you could tell he didn't want to do it. At the beginning, it felt like he was dragging his feet, like he didn't want to lock down anything. But then I really do feel like there was a lot of pressure put on Donald Trump to kind of concede lockdowns, all this stuff. And I think, if I'm right, I think he left it up to the individual states. I don't think Donald Trump locked down the United States, but I could be wrong. But anyway, I think that he was probably in over his head, the first time. But what I'm hoping is if he goes in, hopefully he gets elected 4 more years, and JD Vance, people like him enough. I like him enough that I wouldn't mind him taking 4 more years, 8 more years after Donald Trump, as long as those guys were in somewhat lockstep and moving us in a good direction. But if there was another lockdown and Donald Trump was involved, I would lose all faith with him. But this is my gut. My gut says he won't do it. There would have to be so much pressure to bear for him to do it. And if he's the man I think he is, he'll get out in front of it. He'll have learned from the past, and that he won't do it. That's at least my wishful thinking. And that's how much faith I have in him, that I don't think he would do it again. Because I do think I'm 100% on this, that it was probably the worst mistake our government has made in a long, long time. And the world made. I mean, the thing is, the problem with everything now is everything's global. So all these decisions are made on a global level. They're not made on a regional, state to state or country to country anymore. So the United States doesn't make their own decisions anymore. These are global decisions. So there's global power to bear. And that's got to be hard to fight against. So even if the president didn't want to lock down, he's not just getting pressure from, the people in the White House, the people in the United States, stuff like that. He's getting pressure from the world to do this stuff. And I just don't think it was the right thing to do. And like I said, I do hold it against him. I wish he would have held firm. I do believe his gut was like, we shouldn't do this. I think in his heart of hearts, he knew it was the wrong thing to do, but he did it anyway. At very best, he didn't get out in front of it and say, we're not going to do it. So he let it happen. So whether he was fully, on board with it or not, it still happened. I think it got a lot worse. I think printing money, bailouts, a lot of things that happened after just made things worse, but it shouldn't have happened to begin with. And I think when you go with a global economy, I like people, we still call it the United States, but I don't think our borders exist anymore, or they exist the way we think they do. They don't. And I do think part of, this global agenda is tearing down the borders. Just everything's open. Like if they can have an invasion from the outside world into the United States, and then all these people can come in and tear down everything that we hold sacred, everything that is America, well, they're doing the job for these Democrats, for these progressives, for these globalists. How else are you going to tear down the United States? Do it from within. Just invite a bunch of radicals in, and radicals that have no respect for America or our way of life come in and just devastate it, just destroy it. That's all they do. That's all the Democrats do is destroy. The progressives. I don't know if there's any sane Democrats out there anymore. I think they've all been corrupted, but what do I know? I don't, there are people like to preserve the conditions that allow for the American dream. Yeah, but I don't know what that would be. Like our borders don't exist. Fair trade, all this stuff, like things that Donald Trump talk about are like old school America, which is good. It's good, but that's not the world that we live in anymore. So he's hearkening back to well, we'll put sanctions on the trade. We'll do this, we'll do that. I think we should. I think everything he says is right, but he's going against the globalist. Donald Trump is definitely not a globalist, which is why I like him. I mean, he's America first, but how much swimming upstream can you do, especially in 4 years? You know, like you have an administration that does XYZ in 4 years, and then the next administration comes in and tears it down and then tries to build something else in 4 years, and so on and so forth. If we have a process like that, if there is no respect for what came before you, then we are doomed. Like if the Democrats are so polar opposite than the Republicans, and all they're going to do is destroy what came before, then how can you build on anything? You can't. There's no consistency. There's nothing. There's no foundation there. You know, which is also what these progressives want. These globalists, I should say, that's what they want. They want the United States out of the way. They want us to fail. We're the only ones standing in the way. And I think we're going to have to fight. When people say like a civil war, what would that be? Like there's globalists involved. So much of America is not America. You would probably freak out if you knew how much of America isn't America anymore. There's so much foreign interest. We owe so much debt to other countries. It's absurd, man. It would take so much to remove us from the rest of the world and get back to like America first. You know, I mean, first we would have to close up the borders. You know, anybody coming in would have to be so squeaky clean, legal. Their paperwork would have to be so perfect. So we could do that, make sure no illegals get in. That would be a big start. And also just this NAFTA, this free trade, all of these things, I think you would have to start really playing hardball and just get away from all this globalist agenda. But it's such a world economy. You were so reliant on the rest of the world. We would almost have to become completely self-reliant, which all these things aren't bad things. I'm all for it. Being self-reliant, start drilling our own oil, you know, screw these other countries, you know, start manufacturing our own goods, start selling to our own people. You know, if other people want to be involved, fine. We'll sell to you at a higher price, you know, all those things. But just take care of your own. It's not rocket science, but you got globalists that are looking after all of this instead of just a region. And that's the problem. I don't even know how, like, what kind of ego would you have to think like, you know, like a state isn't enough. Multiple states isn't enough. A country isn't enough. Countries aren't enough. It's got to be the whole world. That's crazy. Yes, Richard Dupe says right. Career politicians are they serve the masters, not us. It's clear. It is so clear. They do not serve the people. They don't listen to the people. They don't care about the people. You know, and they just want to destroy everything. It's weird. Like every week, there's some new controversy, some new out of control thing that's happening, right? And you know, like normal sane people like they're trying to figure out, well, why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? None of that even matters. It's not about that thing. It's not about transgenderism. It's not about XYZ. It's not about any of those things. It's about tearing things down. And they're going to keep doing it. And then everybody's going to be trying to play catch up, like scratching their heads, like, why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? It's simple. They just want to tear everything down. They just want mayhem. They don't care. They don't care what it is. If you say it's black, they're going to say it's white. If it's day, it's night. It's everything's opposite. They're gonna beat you up so bad that you just throw your hands up, you know. And to be honest, that's just about where I am. Doc Brewski, we are old enough to remember when Biden was the laughingstock of the party. Then it was all forgotten by the media. Yeah, I think the media knows. I just think they refuse to talk about it. Did you hear that they put Tulsi on watch list? What is a watch list? Is that like where the government is like, oh well, these are dangerous people? That's a watch list, right? Well, yeah, she's dangerous because she actually speaks the truth. You speak the truth, that's a dangerous thing these days. Harris is always drunk or on pills or both. Yeah. I have another one, black and white, nitro boosters. Oh, Pedro's working on the black and white stuff. Yeah, you guys, I'm telling you right now, the story is going to be badass. Like a rum. Yeah, some people get kind of mellow and giggly. None of my friends. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, like Trump, I think Trump just said it's up to the individual states, and then the states did what they were going to do. That's why you have like what's his name, Ron? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name, from Florida. He didn't lock down as long, and there were a lot of states that didn't quite get as frickin' power crazed as Gavin Newsom. Yeah, man, I'm really behind. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, he allowed it. I agree. Let's see, we got some new blood in the chat. Emerald Wackass, Peter, what is that? Thiel? Essentially bought the Republican Party, and Eric, is that Schmid? Bought the Dems. All of this is more or less for show. I think so. I think so. There's been talk about a civil war. I think a civil war is an interesting idea, but the thing is, in a globalist world, I don't know if it really does much good. I'm not saying don't do it. I would like to see a civil war in the form of stop paying your taxes, because the government needs our money. That's essential. They need it. They can't do anything without us. They don't cop to it, but that's why we're being taxed like crazy now, because they need our money. So if we were all, or the majority of us, to stop paying taxes, they would have to listen to us again, and they would have to play nice because they want our money. Right now, they don't feel like we have an option. So they feel that we're going to pay it regardless. And the thing is, if we don't pay it, they're gonna put us in jail. They're gonna figure out a way to penalize us and hurt us. But the thing is, I think it's better than a civil war. You know, to be honest, either way, I would be willing to pay the price. Like if there was a movement to stop paying your taxes, I would do it, and I would take the jail time, and every dime I have, I would go into defending my position. But I would do that. I would do that. Civil war, I don't know if I could kill my brother. I don't know if I could kill somebody, like that bloodshed stuff. I can kill an enemy, but I don't look at them as my enemy. Things would have to get pretty bad for me to do that. But I could hold out on my taxes, see where that goes. And I think quickly, like if that went on for 2 or 3 years, the government would be in shambles. They would be beside themselves. And also, it would be an example to the rest of the world. So I think you could affect the global economy that way, because if America held out and then it looked like America was kind of winning, stop paying taxes, stuff like that, then I think that the rest of the world might follow practice, you know, and the bloodshed could possibly come with like the government coming and taking us away, but it wouldn't be like a civil war, like neighbor against neighbor. It would be a war on our own, land, but it would be more against the government. It'd be more like a revolution, I think, than a civil war at that point. Like if we stopped paying our taxes and then they came after us and started throwing us in jail, and then people stood up against that, there'd be a lot of bloodshed, because I don't think you would win. You would definitely have to organize militias and stuff like that, but then it would get bloody. But I think at first, just hold out on your taxes. I think that's a way that you could hurt them. Yeah, checkpoint while we were in house arrest. The thing is too, like from what I heard, this was the lockdowns were the first time in history that a society locked down healthy people. They weren't isolating the sick; they were locking healthy people down, which is why this was all a social experiment. Also, we've had major flus and colds in our history that have taken down a lot of the population. Depends, but these numbers weren't that much worse than that. And also, it still basically preyed on the same demographics. Young people were exempt, healthy people were exempt, older people, sick people, people with existing health problems, they were at high risk, just like a major flu or a cold. It was no different. It was just another strain of like a flu or cold. And then they just over exaggerated, made it like it was a plague, whatever, which it never was. So if a government can lie to you, even a government, with Donald Trump at the helm, then, Donald Trump isn't going to be the be all end all. We still got problems. I think it's going to, the problems are to solve the problems are going to come by us. Like I said, hold out on your taxes or protest your taxes, whatever. We protest our property tax every year. What's happening here real quick is property values are going up crazy. Like since we've been here, annually, this property has been evaluated almost $100K more every year. So this house is almost $400,000 more than we paid for it. That's what they're evaluating it at this point right now. And I heard that the state, and this is happening from what I also hear nationwide, is to generate tax revenue for your region, for the state, for your community, whatever. So this money is going to bankrupt schools, different California, the whole state's bankrupt, so they're artificially bringing up the value on your house, on your property, so they can tax you at a higher amount, which is fraud. It's complete and utter fraud. There are so many laws that are being broken here. And so one of the things that's happening here in Texas, especially in my area, is that those things are being contested. So they're actually taking this area to task with the evaluations. Like, why are these houses escalating at such a high rate? Like, how can a house be valued $100K more the next year? It's ridiculous. And then, of course, you're taxed on that new value. You're not taxed at what you bought the house at. You're taxed at whatever it's being evaluated at that moment in time. And that's criminal as far as I'm concerned. I think that when you buy a house, whatever the value of the house was, when you bought it, you should be locked in as for your property tax. That's it. So when you sell the house, whatever it sells for, then of course it goes up. But whatever you bought the house at, that's what your property tax should be locked at. That's it. But hey, what do I know? I'm not a corrupt politician. I haven't mismanaged billions of dollars in funds. I don't commit fraud. I'm not dishonest. So what do I know? But we can test every year. We get a lawyer, we pay them, and they contest our property taxes. And anybody that's in Texas or anybody, they should do it every year, and protest your property taxes, because I guarantee you, I look at the value of the house that we sold in California, and it's going up like crazy too. So it's not just here, it's everywhere. So let me see what Admiral says. Oh, don't worry, it'll be a Peter Thiel funded smart wall through, I don't know what this is. Get ready for surveillance hell. It should, but I don't think it does. Globies around like butts. Yes, I agree. But we got to get more people to be united. So that's this culture war. I remember, what was it? Ben Shapiro said this thing. And at the time I was kind of like, yeah, maybe, because I had just moved from California to Texas. So, and he said, this division, he was asked about this division in the country, like left, right, blue, red. And he said, what you're going to have is you're going to have pockets. So you're going to have people that are going to move from one state to another that are more like-minded. And so he was using the mass migration that was happening, 4 years ago, whatever it was. I was one of those, my wife and I were one of those people. I couldn't handle it in California anymore. So we moved to Texas. And so, so he was talking about that. And he said he thought it was a good thing. So like-minded people will go to certain areas, and then we'll see what states are working and what states aren't. And then those will be examples for other states, and they can change or not. And I thought, well, yeah, okay, that sounds good, But then I was thinking, but in a way, isn't this playing into this whole division thing? If it truly is united we stand, divided we fall, there's strength in numbers. If they can divide half and half, then that's pretty much a 50-50. They can turn it either way pretty easy within a few percentage points. So that is not united, that's division. So if they can do that, they as in the power elite, then they've already won. So I'm not really sure about I don't know, having your own ideology, building that up, and then the hell to the rest of the world. I still think we should do that, build everything up. But I don't think being adversarial with everybody else or whatever, I don't think that's the way either. Or giving the rest of, people that disagree with you, give them too much fodder, too much to use against you. Like truly be an example. Like I think Comicsgate is an example of what works. And so speaking of that, you guys, I do have a book, believe it or not. It's called Oodles of Doodles and Other Stuff Too. And I am going to put the link in the chat here. So you guys You guys, if you're in support of the free market, of independence, independent voices speaking out, then click that link, back the book today. I do appreciate. Thank you. We have a new face, Stealth X5. Hello, what's up? Somebody finally figured out what I was talking about. Give us the details on Master Racer art. You know, wait, hold on. I'm gonna do it. I wasn't gonna. Well, you know what? I'll do this real quick, and this is work in progress. And then you guys remind me if I go off on a tangent with Master Racers. All right, you guys, this is still work in progress, but this is the cover to Volume 3, Black and White not Man versus Machine. I saw the robots getting blasted. This is Sins of the Father. So I just got this morning from Brian. The colors look fantastic. I can't make this bigger. Let me see. Download. I can't make it bigger. No. Yeah, I kind of lost like my Photoshop privileges, so I can't really make things bigger. Nah, make it smaller. But yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. This is the first shot at the colors. I have some ideas. I kind of want to turn that dark background. I want to make it hot. I want to make it red. So I want this to kind of be a hot color for the cover. I know that hots and colds go good together, but I think there's enough cool colors in the foreground that it could work. I did a mock-up real quick with the reds in the background. It looks pretty cool. So after this, I'm going to touch base with Brian and give him some notes. But I just thought I'd share this stuff with you guys. I find the creative process absolutely fantastic. I love it. I love to see work in progress stuff. And I thought you guys would get a kick out of seeing this new cover coming to fruition. So yeah, you guys, that's a little preview right there. And what was I going to do? Oh, I got to find it. Where would I find this? Let me see. All right, I'm not sharing anymore. Let's see. Let's see here. Oh, there it is. Yes. Okay. All right. So you guys are talking about Master Racers. I don't think it's going to be called Master Racers. Let's see. Let's see. Yep, there it is. It's going to be. I hope you guys are seeing this. I did a real quick mock-up. So I have like the Spawn Mobile from Todd McFarlane. That came out in the 90s or whatever. So I had the packaging. I have one of those actually. So I took a picture of it, and then I did this mock-up real quick over the packaging. So it'll all be in scale and everything. So just keep in mind, you guys, this isn't final packaging, just a rough. And so also the fonts are real bad, like RT Bears and the CG Racers. But this will kind of be what the packaging will look like. So I like this image. I think it fits real good on the what do they call that? The backboard or whatever it is. And these are gonna be like packaged like Hot Wheels. So they're gonna have like the blister pack on top, and then the cardboard backing. And then I think on the back, it's going to have the full collection of all the different cars. So the idea is like all the CG guys are going to have their own hot rods, or super racers or supercars. And we're this is the first time we've all kind of done something together. So each one of our IPs are going to have their own Hot Wheel, basically. Die-cast metal cars with mag wheels and all that other stuff. Low-profile tires. They're not going to look like funny cars. They're going to look more like just kind of cool, like modified street racers. So yeah, you guys, this is since it seems like you guys already know, this is somewhat what the black and white CG racer will look like, at least the packaging. So I wrote "Stick it to the bots." I want some kind of like tagline or something like that to go with it, and I think "Stick it to the bots" is funny and it's cool, and it kind of represents black and white really well. And so I also want to put the 30 years of black and white logo on there, so it'll be commemorative and collectible. So this will help celebrate the 30th anniversary of black and white. So this will come out with the campaign in October. So you got some more stuff to look forward to with black and white and the new campaign. So I hope you guys are as excited as I am. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Black and white, I mean, it's beyond because when I was a kid, I was a Hot Wheel psycho. I was crazy about those stupid things, and so I really can't wait until I can get those prototypes in and stuff like that. So I don't want to announce who all is involved or anything like that. They can all make their own announcements, but I'm in CG Racers, you guys. It's going to be badass and it's going to be a ton of fun. And I think each one of us are going to run our own campaigns. And then we'll all kind of market and sell together. So, wow, I'm way behind in the chat. But yeah, you guys click this, go over. And if you like what you see, back an art book. That's Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too. Back it today. Let's see. Yes, I agree. I think inheritance tax is evil and wrong. And I also think, what do they call it? Luxury tax. I think luxury tax is wrong too, because you should not be penalized if you can afford, if you make more money, if you can afford like to get your wife like enhance her diamond ring, her wedding ring, you know, or buy like a killer car or a boat or something like that, you have to pay luxury tax on. That is bullshit. Doc Brewski says Master Racers is funny, but they would sell more if they weren't called that. They're not going to be called Master Racers. I think it's funny too, but it's just kind of like a live stream. You know, I don't think it would look great as a product. Art love for muscle cars shows up. Yeah, I love custom cars, funny cars. You know, rails. I grew up in the what was his name? Barris, George Barris time. You know, like the Batmobile and the Monkeys Mobile and the Munsters coach and all that cool stuff. We should have syntax. Logic's Finest says Master Racers is not a good name. Art is too close to the term Master Race and all the negative history that comes with that term. I seriously recommend a rethink on the name. It's not going to be called Master Racers. It's going to be called CG Racers. Yeah. I think it was just kind of a joke, just a fun, just live stream thing to say. Pedro says all those communist taxes, and then you're spiraling from envy or spring from envy. Yeah, yeah. We got Edwin in the house. What's up? I think I'm caught up. Let's see this. Comics Legend says, I'm not sure Stick It to the Bots would read well with CG Master Racers. It's not going to be called Master Racers. What if it said Stick It to the White Bots? You guys are funny. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be called Master Racers. I think it's gonna be CG Racers. Joe says you should have your Matchbox called High Octane Robo Racer. High Octane Robo Racer. Oh, I like Robo Racer. I'm writing this down, dude. Robo Racer. Yeah. And then stick it to the bots. Stick it to the bots with your Robo Racer. Yeah. Joe came through. Checks in the mail. No, it's not. You get nothing. You get nothing, sir. But thanks for the name. That's awesome. What is this? A moral fat 440 ounce. You guys got some killer names. I am dropping in and out of the stream, and I got a question. Do you have black and white available anywhere? ATM. Um, I do not have a campaign that has the black and white books, but I will tell you in October. So we have the rest of this month, and we have September, and then October. So really a month and a half, maybe 2 months, a moral to wait to get everything. So black and white 1 is going to be available. 2 is going to be available. Those work as one story. So volume 1 and 2 are one complete origin story. So what we're going to do, volume 3 and 4 are going to be structured the same. So each one will have roughly 100 pages. And so 3 and 4 will be a 2-part story as well, like 1 and 2 were. So, and the way I'm looking at it is like issue 1 and 2 is the first part of the origin story. Volume 3 and 4 is the second part of the origin story. So they kind of go together. Let's see what Pedro says. Stick it to the bots. 'Tis better than Master Racers are acers. Oh, I see. Racers, know your place. I get it. You guys are really, really not cool with this Master Racers thing. Very outspoken in the chat. Is that Slivar? Ogre? Selling toys to middle-aged men as birth rates plummet is real down. I think of that stuff time to time. But I also think, like, what would I want? You know what I mean? That's where I'm at. I'm at, like, what would I want? And I want comic books. I want art books. By the way, you guys, this thing, the files are done. We have a printer set up. This book is ready to go. All I have to do is add the new artwork. And if we get to that 14K, add those 4 new pages to this. So it should, if all goes as planned, it should come out before Christmas time. So back it today. Are you guys not listening? Is it going to be called Master Racers? No, it's not. Are you guys just giving me shit? Kevin Everson says, CG King's Racers. Yeah, or King Racers. Yeah, but I do think it's going to be CG Racers. Sweet, like a dummy. I waited too long, and now I suffer from FOMO. We'll take care of you. We'll take care of you. It won't be that long. Time moves pretty quick. And so that volume 3 campaign will be up and running before you know it. Joe Bernardo, ooh, I like Robo Racers. Stick it to the bots. Yes, we got it. I'm 99.9% sure that we're going to call it the Robo Racer. Black and white Robo Racer. Hell yeah. What I want to do, I don't think they're going to be able to do it though. I want to do a two-tone car, like kind of like a police car, with black and white. But we kind of are handcuffed with the vehicles that we can choose and the colors that we can choose. So I think there's one. It's based on. I don't think they're real cars. They look like pseudo cars, like based on certain car designs. But there's one that looks like an Audi, with a big hatchback where the engine is. I like that one. But the engine, it's how like those Audis. It's kind of like the one that Tony Stark had. I actually got to test drive one of those at an Audi dealership. But it has like the engine, and you can see it through the back window. There's that, and I want it in red. If I can't get black and white, I want red, because the three colors that kind of define the IP are black, white, and red. For some reason, red it's not a neutral, but it kind of works like a neutral. It stands out against the black and white, the stark black and white. Other colors don't really work as well, like blues or yellows, or it's red. They're just looking out for you, Art. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah. No, I'm up for a joke. Yeah, it's not gonna be Master Racers, you guys. Oh, cool. Well, this one's gonna have a lot of new pages. So if you're up for it, it's gonna seem like a completely different version of the book. So I'm not trying to twist your arm. And there's also a lot of cool prints as well. So Master Racers is the name then. You guys are just heckling me. Oh, by the way, thank you for backing it if I didn't thank you for it. PC Master Race equals crickets. CG Master Racers, real shit. All right, Emerald Whack ass. I don't think I have an extra, any extra black and white copies. Otherwise, I'd say hit my DMs. I have like 4 copies of everything else. LOL. So Emerald's trying to score some business, make some money on the side. Torchbearer says, do kids still call cars whips? Can we call them Master Racer whips? See, that's not helping. Master whips? No. I like Joe. Joe is scoring big points with me today. The card for the CG Racers you should give it a new character called Robo Racer X, alias, Speed Racer X. Oh, wow. Joe is filled with good ideas. Yeah, it's weird because it's very limited on because they're really small, like decals on the car. The car is going to be about the size of a Hot Wheel. I don't have one around, but just to show you guys, like I collect this stuff. I have, anytime I see stuff like there's like old movie cars, I collect. So I got like wow, this thing's dirty. So I got the Black Beauty here. So it's about the size of a Hot Wheel. So there's that. And then of course, wow, this one's really, really dirty. And the Batmobile's got a lot of detail, so it's hard to clean. Wow, I think I got to clean the studio. And of course, like the Batmobile, this was a Hot Wheel So, but see the tires, like these aren't like the Batman, like the ones from the actual car. They're kind of these mags with like low profile tires. That's how ours are going to look. Yeah, they'll look better. Like the Green Hornet, you can't really see because it's pretty cool. But the mags for the CG racers, way cooler. They look really cool. Let's see. John Mayne says he's going to call his white superpower racers. Superpowers! I was thinking of like supercar because you like a muscle car is like a supercar. Yeah, I agree. Red evokes the most emotion and goes well with black variant. So if I can't do a black and white car, I'll do a red car. What's with you guys? No. Wait a minute. Low confidence frog says, I like master racers. He's got this little innocent kid in a frog costume. This guy likes master racers. He likes master baiters. Comics Legends Art, do you regret not buying the Green Hornet car when you had a chance? Real quick story. I had a chance to actually buy the screen used Black Beauty from the owner. He had just got it restored from Dean Jeffries, who was the original designer, and the thing was pristine. And I think he had like buyer's remorse because I think he realized, now what do I do? You know, you get it, you want it so bad, and you get it, and you just don't know what to do with it. And so I was like in awe of this thing, and I was asking him questions that must have made it seem like, one, I had the money, and two, like I wouldn't mind owning this thing. And so he made an offer. He said, would you want to buy this thing off me? He told me what the price was and everything. And my wife was at the show, and I asked her, and she said, if that's what you want, you know, go for it. And so I didn't do it because it felt really selfish to spend that kind of money just on myself. And also, I did have the same thoughts as this guy, like, what would I do with it? You know what I mean? Like, I'd have to build a garage to hold it. I probably wouldn't want to drive it around too much because, you know, if it got hit by a car or whatever, and like, I don't know how you would insure something like that. Just a lot of questions. So I don't regret. I don't regret it. I'm just kind of flattered and happy that at one point I could have got it. I could have bought the thing. So, and it makes a pretty cool story. Let's see. See on the packaging card that comes with the car, you can give a bio on the racer and the Robo Racer car. Yeah, hold on. I got this. And you guys, I get a lot of these die casts. I got them all around, you know, the studio. I think I like them too because they don't take up much space. But like, I still have this from my childhood. Actually, this is the new version. This isn't the original, but this is like a reissue. So that's the Black Beauty. That's a corgi. And then I have like this from my childhood as well. So this is all die-cast corgi. It's got the wings that come out. All the mechanisms still work. So it's pretty cool. Dick Van Dyke's flying out. So it's pretty cool. So I'm still kind of a car guy. I could never afford like a really cool car when I was a kid. We got Phil in the house. Sade Comics. Fight crime with it, Art. Yeah, it would be cool if you could do something that was more customized, like, and you could use it in the comic book and stuff like that. But these are going to be more like this. Like this is just a stock funny car. Let me fix my camera real quick. I just realized it's bouncing focus. Do 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 do. So yeah, so this is what the CG racers will look like. So, and then like what Joe was saying, so you got little bios. So you could do a bio on the car. You could like create a backstory, I guess, for the car. I kind of like the viewing window in the back. So if I have a voice in the packaging, I'm going to suggest we do the back open, especially if it's collectible, because sometimes if I like the packaging, I'll get one with the package, and then I'll get one that I can open, and then I have like little displays. I want to show you guys, but everything's dirty. I have little displays of the cars, and so then I have my I have this little storage closet, and so I have all my collectibles there. So sometimes I'll switch things out because I can't put everything out at one time. Ensure to make a showpiece. Yeah, that's what this guy was doing with the Black Beauty, is he was touring with it. So he had a rig, like a trailer, and he would tow it to these locations. You had a chance to buy Black Beauty, I would have bought it. I don't know what I'd do with it. Like I got the like the Batman cowl and Catwoman cowl from Batman Returns, screen used, and they're kind of deteriorating and stuff. They're, you know, so I kind of feel bad. Like they're real props, you know what I mean? It's not just like a little collectible. It's like the real deal. So there's responsibility. Well, that's what this guy was doing. He was I think he was paid by the convention, and then he had some kind of like selling photographs and stuff like that. And I think if you wanted to sit in the car, you had to pay for it. I got hired to be a toy designer to do car toys for Playing Mantis. They made all those reissues of the TV show Cars. My first day, I called to see where I was supposed to park, and they laid me off. Oh, shit. That sucks. I was hoping you could show me some of your work, because I do need designers. You know, somebody to make it look way better than the way I did. Oh, man, that stinks. Yeah, get a hold of me. I would like to see, based on this format, what we could come up with. I'll back all the cars for the bros. Oh, cool. What the fuck? Spawn Car is real? Yeah, they made the toy and the car is real. Actually, Todd gave this one to me at a convention, so I still have it all these years. It's kind of getting beat up a little bit. I think it got crunched, so it's not pristine anymore. But geez, it's like 30 years old. Batman Returns is the best costume. I thought so as well. Comics Legend and Torchbearer, hopefully you continue working on your own designs and the layoff didn't stop you. Are you still designing now? Yeah, come up with a design for the black and white. Robo Racer. Entity says, I get the car thing. My dad was great working on vehicles. His specialty was motorcycles. I grew up on the back of Vincent motorcycles. Yeah, I had a motorcycle in the day. I could never, like I said, I could never really afford cool cars, but I tried to make what I could afford as cool as possible. So I had that. When I was able to afford, better cars, I did, but they weren't, I don't know, they weren't as cool as as I don't know. They were cool for the time, I guess. So yeah, I always worked on my own cars too. Yeah, I agree. The Batmobile for the first Batman uh, Phil was still my favorite. Then the Tumbler version. I thought the Tumbler version was pretty cool. I got like a die cast. I got a die cast of all the Batmobiles except for the one, the newest one that just looks like a Dodge motor car, muscle car. I didn't like that one. I thought it was dumb. Hey, Ford Mavericks were pretty cool, especially yours. Yeah, I customized mine. Well, you guys, I want to thank you for hanging out. This was a great morning. It's a great way to start a day. And to remind you once again that Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too is my campaign right now. It's going strong. I do appreciate all your support, all the backers, and please, we only have like 18 days left. Get in there, back a copy. These things are going to be shipping before Christmas, so there's going to be a short wait as far as getting your book. So I do appreciate it again. Thank you, and you guys have a great day. I'll see you tonight on the Bros. I believe Aaron Lepresti is hosting the Bros tonight, and if I'm not mistaken, Game Show. So tune in for Aaron's. Go to Aaron's channel if you haven't subscribed. Subscribe and watch the Bros tonight. I believe it's going to start 7 Eastern Standard Time. So we'll see you guys later tonight. Take care and thank you